Princess Xalthe of the Illari Dominion stood upon the high dais, her 4 emerald eyes scanning the latest suitor kneeling before her. He was from the Raljan Empire, a species of 8-limbed aristocrats with skin like living obsidian. He recited poetry in his guttural tongue, swearing fealty to her and the Dominion in return for her hand. She sighed. Denied. Gasps filled the royal chamber, but none dared challenge her. Every species across the stars had sent their most eligible candidates, hoping to win the favor of the Illari heiress. Yet, one by one, she had turned them all away. Princess, her advisor Vexrin murmured. This is the 12th proposal you have rejected. The high matriarch grows impatient. Xalthe folded her arms. And I grow weary of arrogance cloaked as admiration. They seek power, not me. Not truly. Vexrin opened his mouth to argue, but a commotion at the chamber entrance interrupted him. A lone figure stood there, dressed in simple black fabric, not the extravagant silks or plated armor of other suitors. He was human. Xalthe had seen his kind before, but never up close. His people were newcomers to galactic politics, a minor force of surprising resilience. While humans were not weak, they lacked the vast empires or deep-rooted histories of the other species vying for her hand. Who are you? Xalthe asked, intrigued despite herself. The human bowed, a surprisingly elegant motion. Elias Carter, Your Highness. Captain of the Terran Diplomatic Corps. Murmurs swept through the court. A diplomat. Not a prince, nor a warlord, nor a magnate. Xalthe narrowed her eyes. You are no noble. No warrior. Why do you stand before me? Elias smiled, a glint of mischief in his hazel eyes. Because, Princess, I am not here to offer you power. I am here to offer you a choice. Silence. Even Vexrin looked taken aback. Xalthe arched an eyebrow. A choice. Elaborate. Elias stepped forward, seemingly unafraid of the towering Illari guards. Every suitor before me has promised you riches, armies, or political influence. Yet you deny them. I think it is because you seek something more. He spread his hands. A life beyond duty. A life of adventure, of discovery. The chance to be more than just an heiress locked in a gilded cage. Xalthe's pulse quickened. He spoke words she had never dared to voice aloud. And you presume to offer me this adventure? No, Elias said. I offer you the opportunity to decide for yourself. Join me aboard the horizon. See the universe as it truly is. Not from a throne but among the stars. If at the end of it you still wish for a political marriage, I will leave, no questions asked. But if you find something more, then it will be by your choice, not obligation. A ripple of shock coursed through the assembled nobility. No suitor had ever dared suggest such a thing. They expected Xalthe to scoff, to dismiss the impudent human. Instead she smiled. The horizon was nothing like the grand capital ships of the Illari fleet, yet Xalthe found herself entranced. The Terran vessel hummed with a quiet efficiency, its crew moving with purpose rather than ceremony. There were no courtiers seeking favor, no grand processions. Only people working together to explore the unknown. This is your home? She asked Elias as he guided her through the narrow corridors. Home is a funny thing for humans, Elias said. Some of us belong to planets, others to ships. Me. I belong to the journey. She studied him. He was unlike any being she had ever encountered. The other suitors had paraded their wealth and strength before her. Elias carried himself with confidence, but not arrogance. He did not seek to conquer her heart. He merely showed her another way. Over the next weeks, Xalthe saw the universe in a way she never had before. She walked through the neon-lit streets of free ports, dined with traders who spun tales of lost worlds, and stood on the surface of planets untouched by civilization. And Elias was always at her side. She found herself laughing more, questioning more, wanting more. One evening, as they stood beneath the twin moons of a nameless world, Xalthe turned to Elias. "Why did you do this?" He regarded her curiously. "Do what? Take me away from my throne. Show me all this." Elias exhaled, rubbing the back of his neck. "Because, princess, the moment I saw you, I knew you were meant for more than being a prize to be one." She stared at him, feeling something unfamiliar stir within her. An emotion deeper than duty, more potent than obligation. "You are an anomaly, Elias Carter," she murmured. He chuckled. "Humans have a habit of being unpredictable." Xalthe reached out, her fingers brushing against his. He did not pull away. She had rejected every suitor. But perhaps she had finally found someone worth choosing. A month later, the Illari Dominion received a transmission from Princess Xalthe. The High Matriarch and the noble houses gathered in anticipation. Had she finally selected a suitor? Her image flickered to life, standing aboard a Terran vessel with Elias beside her. "To my people," she declared, "I have made my choice. Not as an heir bound by tradition, but as an explorer bound by wonder. Choose my own path. And if the Dominion will have me as its princess, it must accept that I will rule on my own terms." Murmurs, outrage, but also admiration. For the first time in generations, an Illari royal had chosen love, adventure, and the unknown, over comfort and duty. And all because a single human had dared to offer her a choice.